water in that oil, don't it?
That looks disgusting. Change your oil.
The oil's not causing a problem. Yeah, but all that water in there might.
Yeah.
That's about normal in the city.
Yeah. Hey, what is that?
Ash and soot.
Got too close to fireworks.
That sounds like a boater problem. You probably should stay away from that.
Yeah. All right, now I'm curious. You got to back up because that guy had the. Keep going. What's this guy's? What? Go up to the description. I need to read that. Pretty tough. Need help on what chemicals I should use.
He's using
Ecolabs isn't cutting it. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
How much you pay for it at Ecolab?
Oh,
Holy crap!
It's expensive. Yeah. There was somebody in here. I wish I could find it. Somebody in here was freaking blasting Southeast in their training stuff. Apparently, he did a how-to.
Yeah, they've got a how to. They've got a how to wash.
Build, or no, it was a how to build.
Oh, it was how to build.
Yeah, and somebody was blasting it for whatever.
Well, Cody's got enough money. If he wants to teach people how to do his job, let him do it.
Yeah, whatever. We're not on the level of telling him what to do. But
all right. So I'm assuming because Jen and Tori are over here grinning and laughing that they must have hit record at some point.
Just rolling.
So
we'll roll right into it then.
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's Eddie with Blue Line Pressure Washing. We have Justin here. Jen, our producer, you won't hear anything out of her for a change. And then we have my daughter Tori is our host. This is the part where your mouth opens and words come out of it. You never have a problem with that any other time.
Okay, nobody asked for your opinion on my talking habits.
See, we're getting this one off to a good start already. Hey, welcome everybody. We're recording this on the 4th of July. So hopefully everybody has a safe and fun holiday weekend. It's weird having a holiday in the middle of a week. I feel like I should be at work.
Why? You don't do anything anyway.
But that's just not nice.
So there's a reformat, but now I have a question because for the first time I'm actually paying attention to Justin's call sheet here. And can anybody other than Justin read what's on this paper? Because
what are you talking about?
That handwriting's atrocious.
You got a lot of heart talking about bad handwriting.
Yeah, somebody needs a notebook to transcribe their handwriting.
And if you guys hear Cara in the background, she's just telling the dog to go lay down.
You got a lot of heart to tell. You bought an electronic notebook to transcribe your handwriting.
It works, doesn't it?
Can't nobody read any of that chicken scratch that you call handwriting, so you don't have any room to make fun of anybody.
Tori, do you know how to write your name in cursive?
Yes, actually, I do. Thank you.
Can you write mine?
That's all these kids.
I have no interest in writing yours.
No,
I cannot. It is not my fault. Blame my 3rd grade teacher.
Okay, so.
Well, we're starting off here season 2, and we are already off the wagon, off a left trail. But, hey, it's nice to be back recording again. We haven't put anything out for you guys in several months. And we'll get into a couple of the reasons why later into the company stuff. But we've been doing a lot of different stuff with the company. We've been working on, Jen's been working hard behind the scenes trying to get us caught up to last year's tech as far as getting us on YouTube and streamlining the podcast process and all that stuff. So we'll get into a little bit more of that. But what are we expecting now for the second season for the official reformatting?
I don't know. I'm not in this. I just show up when I'm told to be here. You guys are the ones that are writing this. Why don't you tell me?
No, kind of our vision behind this is, again, we want to bring you guys, us on YouTube, so you guys can get the information on video or streaming, whichever you prefer. We're also linking it with our social media page. So Blue Line Blue Line Pressure Washing, the wash. We're going live on the internet with a social media page. So it's more of the podcast page. So you'll be able to go there, and that's where you'll be able to find all of our fun social media interactions. Stephen and Evan out on the truck, taking pictures and doing stuff like that. We got pictures from our first annual company picnic and stuff like that. That fun stuff is what's going to go up on the podcast social media page. Articles that we talk about, videos we review, all that different type of stuff is going to go up on there instead of the social media page.
Well, and just a quick segue into that. So for those of you who have not figured it out yet, we're family owned and operated company. So if you have an issue or take exception to either my children or Justin's child being in the YouTube videos or seeing our toddler running around or anything like that, then just go ahead and go somewhere else, because I don't want to hear it. I don't care if you don't like the fact that my children are around. This is a family show and a family company, so go pound sand.
Yeah, I like it. So Tori, what do we got on the agenda for today?
So it looks like you had something you want to talk about with the 4th of July.
Yeah, sure. Then I'll go and segue right into myself. Mm-hmm. So hey guys, this is the 4th of July weekend. Again, everybody's, I want everybody to celebrate and have fun and enjoy themselves. But I do want to cover a few things. The 4th of July is rooted in, American history. One thing I think that really gets passed over and really doesn't get understood in today's world, today's society, is the enormous amount of pressure that went into actually establishing the country. I don't think people understand the gravity of what our founding fathers did on July 2nd through July 4th, 1776. Not since that time has Americans actually had to put their name on paper and their lives actually be in jeopardy. A lot of people don't realize they didn't just, it's not like social media today where people can just put whatever they want up on social media and there's no repercussions of it. They just say whatever they want, and they can be keyboard warriors and nobody's going to come knock on their doors or anything. But when our founding fathers put pen to paper and drafted the Declaration of Independence, they were basically putting their lives on the line, because if we didn't win that war, they were traitors. They were going to be hung, and they were going to be killed and treated as traitors. Their families outcast, their farms burned, all that different type of stuff. And I don't think people today really grasp the gravity of what that really meant at that time.
No.
When all those individuals say, hey, I'm putting my life, my family's life, everything I believe in, everything I work for on the line for a chance at freedom. And I think it very, very vastly gets overlooked today. Because of the world we live in today, we don't have to worry about that type of stuff so far. Just a couple cool little facts. When the Declaration of Independence was signed, there were only 2.5 million people living in the U.S. at the time. Right now, that's equivalent to the city of Houston. So, in 2020, the U.S. has a population of 332 million, just to put that in perspective. So these 205 million people were spread all over the East Coast. We really hadn't started venturing out west in the multitude that we were. 60%, or Thomas Jefferson. One cool thing about Thomas Jefferson is he used the desk that he wrote the Declaration of Independence on. He kept on and he worked on until 1825, until he passed it down to his kids.
Wait, whoa. How many hot dogs?
Americans eat about 155 million hot dogs on the 4th of July. I bet.
I think Evan's a big part of that.
I bet Kenta Kobayashi, isn't that his name?
I think so.
Kobayashi, the Nathan's hot dog eating champion. I think he's probably ate about 2% of that. But no, just to put July 4th in perspective, it's more than just a holiday to, get off work and, eat some hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. There's
Apparently not the hamburgers.
There's not many of them. Not many of them being eaten. But that's really all I have. I just want to just give a shout out to America. Happy birthday, America. And let's hope we keep going on the way we're going on.
Don't blow your fingers off with the fireworks.
Yeah, be careful with some fireworks. Actually, there's a pretty cool fireworks fact. It's not cool. I've actually seen somebody lose a finger in a fireworks accident.
Ew.
It's not pretty. For the annual celebration in the Washington, D.C. Mall, more than $300 million in fireworks are imported each year into the U.S.
Good grief.
60% of all fireworks injuries occur around July 4th.
Well, the other 40% occur in January 1st.
Yeah.
But, and cool thing, we're in West Virginia, right? West Virginia has now made it legal for all types of fireworks in the state.
Who
from
was
July 2nd till July 5th.
Who was the NFL player who blew his fingers off?
Oh, I can't even remember.
Was it Pierre Paul?
It could have been.
Was it Jason Pierre Paul? I think it was a Giants player.
Oh, he was a defensive lineman.
Yeah. He used to have to try to make tackles and sacks without any schmiggers because he blew them off with fireworks.
Yeah.
How do you even manage to do that? Like, how are you stupid enough?
People lighting them and just kind of holding them and not letting them go in time.
Why would you hold an explosive?
When they're intoxicated and reaction time slows.
Yeah.
Or something. So when I was still in law enforcement, I don't think you were there. I know it was me and Williamson and a few of the other guys. We were getting shots fired calls, 4th of July. You get those all night long. And we pull up to this neighborhood, and Williamson and I are sitting there talking, getting ready to clear it as a fireworks complaint. And then we hear, we're like, that's not fireworks. So we go looking for wherever this shotgun round came from, and we find it. These unintelligent individuals hammered drunk in their backyard in a city development. It was out off of Rockcliffe, that little development back there. And they're shooting Roman candles and bottle rockets with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So
they're geniuses.
Don't be one of those.
Where's Darwin when you need him? I mean, I will admit we had bottle rocket wars when I was a kid. We would get bottle rockets and put them in a plastic tube and fire them at each other.
Yeah, but as a kid, I can understand doing something that's stupid.
We still weren't holding them. We still weren't holding them, but yeah.
All right.
So, what are the current events going on right now?
Yeah. So what we got? What do we got? What we got in store for the company? There's a lot we got to cover. So since we talked to you guys last.
Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff going on. Obviously, growth. Everybody that's listened to the podcast before knows that we brought Steven on board. So we've got myself as the CEO. We've got Justin as the COO. We have Evan and Steven as our lead wash techs. We have Jen as our office manager. So a little bit of everything going on. We've hired a coaching company, which we'll get into that here in a little bit. Mainly just growth and basically positioning our company to be the top company in the area, as well as trying to continue to help others out there. So a little bit of everything. I mean, I could sit here. I could blow probably 10 podcast episodes just talking about each different step of growth that we've taken over the past 6 months. So we'll do it broad and just go with trying to focus in on washing, which is why for the time being we have shut down any and all equipment building. We do not take orders for equipment builds anymore. We will try to help you find the best option if you call. We'll refer you to other builders, but we don't do the builds anymore.
Yeah, well, and one of the main reasons for that, I'm sure anybody who's in the know of the business knows about the deal with Arkansas Soft Wash. I'm not going. I don't want to put that guy on any more blast or in any more trouble than he already is. But he was really kind of a driving factor to us shutting down the build side, because when you got companies like ours, who aren't multi-million-dollar companies on the upstart, and then you get one of those companies decide to up and do what they did and leave a bunch of customers empty-handed and create some federal offenses. Trust in those companies tend to go way down. So we were seeing a decline in interest and a decline in applications, and just people were just a lot less trusting with their money.
Rightfully so.
Absolutely. Plus, like you and I discussed, there was a lot better stuff that we could do with the money.
Yeah.
So we took all of our money, all of our time and focus and energy and assets and resources, and we put them right back into the wash part of the business, which has really actually really helped us turn a corner.
Yeah, we definitely have stepped up our game on the wash side this year, and because of that, put ourselves in a pretty good position to, again, be that number one company in the area. And we're about halfway through the wash season now, and I'm already excited about the upcoming wash season. Of course, there's also some new services that we're offering. Christmas lights. Those of you that have not gotten into that, you might want to consider it. I know it seems like a daunting task, but you got to start somewhere. And Christmas lights are actually going to be a pretty good segue into the winter to give our guys something to do. Keep them on a payroll, keep them happy, and also keep income coming into the company, as well as Justin and I have discussed Halloween lights. Buddy of ours that we used to work with had the thought about it. I've seen a couple other guys had the idea of it, and I think we're going to go that route. At least put some feelers out, see what happens. But don't be afraid to look into something like that for your winter plans.
If you guys have if anybody out there has any questions about getting that service from us or whatever, just looks up on our socials or contact, Facebook or whatever, and reach out to us.
Yeah, there's some information about the service on our website, bluelinepressurewashingllc.com, and you can get, like Justin said, the information from other channels as well.
Sweet. Anything else we got going on? I mean, we got a lot going on, but
yeah, there's a lot going on. We'll have to spread all that out over the next several episodes to get everybody caught up. Otherwise, we'll take up the entire rest of the time for this.
Yeah. Well, speaking of current event, so we're sitting in the down in the office, and I'm looking around, and you just recently went through a remodel. How's that working out?
Yeah. So actually, it's working out really good. I hate remodeling. I hate doing drywall. I hate hanging drywall. I hate mudding drywall.
I hadn't noticed.
Nobody asked you.
Well, that sucks. I'm here anyway.
Our HVAC unit decided to.
Oh, it's been deciding.
Say no. Yeah, it's been slowly working its way up to having the courage to say no, but it decided to say no last week before last. And we were getting up around 80, 85 degrees in the house every day.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
So me and a buddy of mine installed a new HVAC unit. He's licensed in refrigerant and all that kind of stuff. So we got that in, but the new unit's much bigger and required some modifications to the room where the air handler is.
We relocated an entire door frame.
Yeah.
And there went a wall.
And a wall.
Yeah, most of the wall had to come out just to move the door.
But it feels good in here, and I'm glad it's all running now. You don't have to do anything crazy.
It does feel good in here, and I'm gonna take a second because my dog is not listening. Bubba, lay down. Come on over here, lay
Crush.
down. The mascot. If you guys can see him in the video, this is our mascot.
He's doing good. But hey, Tori, what do you got for us?
So we would love to tell you about some different companies that we like working with.
All right, we'll take our first break. We'll be right back with you.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Eddie with Blue Line Pressure Washing. I want to take a minute to appreciate the fact that you guys are listening and watching our podcast, and I also wanted to tell you about a company that I've been working with here recently called Home Service Business Coaching. I am not being paid to tell you about this. There's no sponsorship or any other deal worked out between Blue Line Pressure Washing or myself and Home Service Business Coach. That being said, David and the entire team at HSBC have helped me elevate my business to the next level. They've helped me develop systems for my business. They've helped me scale, as well as provided guidance and mentorship in all facets of the business. It's not a how-to program. It's not going to teach you how to do the job. It's not going to teach you how to wash a roof or how to wash a house. It's to teach you how to become a CEO, basically, and scale your business and do it effectively. If you want to be more profitable, get out of the service vehicles and put the right people in place to work in your business so that you can focus on becoming a CEO and growing your business, I highly recommend this program. It is, it's a high-ticket item. You get what you pay for, but it is worth it. I've been in the program for several months now. I've scaled my business, grown exponentially since I've been in it, and it's definitely worth it. And Coach David, Landon, Chemo, Jackson, AJ, all top-tier business coaches in sales and helping you scale and figure out what you need to do and helping you clear some of the bottlenecks in your business. So if you want to be like me and stop being in the truck all day and get in the office, surround yourself with a great team of rockstar employees, then you need to surround yourself with a great business coach. And I strongly recommend Home Service Business Coach. Their link will be in the description of the episode on the podcast on YouTube and also on Anchor Podcast. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. We'll talk soon.
All right, and we're back, and now it's my turn, and I get to talk and ask some questions. So these two are probably going to argue a lot over these ones.
Argue?
Yes. In y'all's opinion, who is better, Batman or Superman?
Superman.
Batman.
You can tell which one of us has a black soul.
Both of you?
No, you can't have a black soul and pick Superman out of that
I
question.
will say,
Yeah, you can.
I think I said this before on one of the other podcasts, but Superman wears a symbol of hope.
Yes.
Batman's symbol means you're about to be force-fed your kneecaps.
That is true. I did actually see something not too long ago, because the age-old argument, who wins in a fight, Batman or Superman, and it's always, either Superman is this much more powerful and with one punch, or Batman is always prepared. And then somebody made a really good point. You can't be prepared for the fight if Superman is in space and nails you with heat vision from that far away.
That's true.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that I think it always boils down to basically what Justin just said, is because Superman won't.
Yeah,
where
he
Batman
always
will.
pulls his punches.
Yeah. All I know is a kryptonite bullet makes Superman a human.
Well,
'cause if
And
you,
human view versus human, Batman always wins.
well,
that's true.
well, if you watch Smallville, he knocks a person out with one flick, so he has to be pulling his punches to not knock out Batman in one hit.
Well, I mean, that
Yeah.
could be true, too.
All right,
I mean, Superman did beat everybody.
listen. Superman is better.
In the Justice League
the
movie,
Justice League.
when he wasn't quite sure what was what. I think that was my
Yeah,
favorite scene, is
Something's definitely bleeding.
when Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg are all trying to move him, and he's just like standing there like a wall. And then when he looks at the Flash,
The
that
Flash
look of
looks
fear in the
terrified.
Flash's face when he realizes that he's looking at him.
I'd be terrified too. I'm sure you would be.
On the next episode of When Things Go Wrong.
You know what? Instead of running this way, I'm gonna go that way. Never mind. I changed my mind about this.
I think I'd be needing to change of pants if he was looking at me the way that he was looking at the Flash. That's
But
Yeah.
if you're a bad guy, though, who's more terrifying?
You're more afraid of Batman because
You don't know
where
Batman.
he is. At least with Superman, you know where he's at. I mean, you're not gonna go anywhere. You can run, but where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
He can literally fly fast enough to turn
At
back
le-
time.
With Superman, you know you're about to get it. With
With Batman, you just don't know when it's coming.
it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
You don't know when you're going to get yoinked up and be hanging from a skyscraper.
See, you don't know when you're gonna get grabbed, but you also know that Superman's punches hurt a little bit worse than Batman's do.
Well, yeah, but we did just establish he pulls them, and I can't think of an instance where Superman, in his right mind, actually punches a human.
Yeah, I don't.
'Cause I don't think he will.
Yeah,
I don't-
Superman won't. He won't kill to prove to accomplish a mission.
Yeah.
Like the original comics, Batman. It's whatever goes, however
That's
by any
because-
means necessary.
Batman's just a little
With
dark.
the Keaton era Batman, every villain dies.
Yeah,
And he doesn't necessarily
Probably the same
kill
re-
them, but
it's probably the same reason I like the Punisher.
yeah, the Punisher's pretty awesome.
Okay, I think you were correct earlier in saying he has no soul.
Who?
You!
Listen,
Hey.
that season 2 of the Punisher, I'm really upset with Netflix Marvel, the whole kit because the Punisher movies are terrible.
Oh, they're horrible.
But that Punisher TV show and that second season,
John Bernthal made a perfect Punisher. They couldn't have cast anyone better.
well, and like I said, that the first episode of season 2 when he bashes that guy's face over
Into
that
the
sink.
in the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what scene you're talking about, and that looked extremely painful.
Oh, I imagine
I
it didn't
guarantee
feel
you.
great.
I guarantee you that hurt.
I imagine it did feel great.
I did. It's not a superhero, but someone who also doesn't pull their punches, and actually the stuntmen that worked with him talked about how they loved working with him, but they also hated it because it was painful. Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah.
We've been watching a lot of Walker, Texas Ranger
Walker.
here recently, and I don't know if you know it or not. That's the show that I watched as a kid that made me want to be a cop in the first place.
Yep.
Because I wanted to be like Chuck Norris and kick the crap out of people. And then I became a cop and realized that that's not the job. That the job is 95% paperwork and 5% politics.
Yeah.
Well, we all know you love paperwork.
And
Yeah.
politics.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I got another question for you too.
All right.
What is
So
the-
we're split 1-1 on that one.
You shush.
Yeah.
What is the most difficult? What's the most difficult part of training a new hire? Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
The most difficult part of training a new hire. Honestly, I can probably answer this for both of us. When we don't know someone and there's zero trust and we don't know how they're going to take us. Because we both have a tendency to, when we correct someone, to be intimidating about it. And that's just because of what
I'd never noticed.
Straightforward and direct.
Yeah, and a lot of today's society does not handle straightforward and direct very well. So I would say probably trying to train them and correct them without causing them to go running for the door and to never come back.
Yeah. I'd be inclined to say the same thing. The feeling out process to me is the most difficult. And even in my regular job, training new folks that come onto the team, that's probably the hardest part is not necessarily learning who you can trust, but that's a portion of it, but learning how far you can push your training. As well as anybody else who listens to this, you're not going to come around here and have soft feelings. Because
No.
if you do, you're not going to last very long. And that's not us intentionally trying to
No, they're just grumpy old men.
that's part of it. That's part of it. It's not us trying to ostracize anybody or exclude anybody, but
I don't have time to worry about your feelings.
yeah, beating around the
We have
bush.
a job to do.
Beating around the bush is not something that I'm good at or have any interest in. So that's probably, I think we're in agreement on that one.
All right, I've got another superhero question, but it's the other universe's time. Which Marvel superhero or villain do you relate to the most?
Ooh, villain.
Justin's Thanos.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
So what? you're gonna snap half the people in the world out of existence?
I mean, I'm not saying he was wrong.
Now, wait, okay. But he's not right either. Just because some people aren't, the brightest doesn't mean they need to get snapped out of existence.
Now, listen. He didn't snap them out of existence because they were sharp as bowling balls. He snapped them out of existence because they had the potential to ruin the universe.
But he's the one that ruined the universe.
Did he, though?
Yeah, kinda. Your turn. Don't you dare say Thanos.
Hawkeye.
Sir, you can't see.
I see better than you.
No, you don't. You can't read tiny letters.
What does Hawkeye do?
And he shoots an arrow. Very precisely.
What is he?
He's a trained assassin. So are half of them.
No. The only trained assassins are Hawkeye and Black Widow. The rest of them are soldiers or philanthropists, billionaire playboys. And I'm certainly not a billionaire. So we're not going.
You forgot the genius part.
Well, I'm smarter than you, and that's all that matters at this moment. I certainly don't have millions and billions of dollars laying around, so we can't go with Iron Man. But Hawkeye is kind of.
I think you.
I don't know. Hawkeye's almost like a cross between, as far as morality standards go, between Batman and Superman. So,
now, come on here.
Now I will interject and say, I don't necessarily like the Hawkeye character, but the Ronin character is what's up.
Yeah.
When Ronin's just going around and taking bad guys out at will.
Okay, I think you relate to the Hulk. You get angry and you smash. Not necessarily smash, but get all grumpy like the Hulk does. I think you relate to the Hulk.
I'm not grumpy.
She said villain, though.
Or hero.
Oh,
I said superhero or villain. And Hawkeye's not a villain, so he... To an extent. I'm asking you another question, because y'all are a pain.
We're being cantankerous.
We're a pain.
Yes, you're a pain.
Okay.
What is y'all's favorite aspect of the company to work in or on?
It used to be the truck. But now that I'm off the truck, I would say figuring out ways to grow. It's both frustrating, aggravating, but also challenging, and keeps me on my feet, keeps me thinking.
I like seeing seeing all the hard work and the idea. I like seeing an idea go full circle.
Well, we know your favorite isn't the truck.
Yeah. And so, Steven, he knows what he can do.
Steven and Evan have banished Justin from the truck unless one of them is with him.
I go on the truck one time. I go on the truck one time, and then everything's my fault. But no, I love watching an idea, just like you and I just sitting around, shooting a crap, just putting ideas on a dartboard and seeing what sticks, and an idea really sticking, and then us putting it in the plan, and the plan turning it into a process, and then the process turning into profit. I think that's one of the coolest things is actually seeing something from an idea, conceptual idea, all the way up through, seeing the fruit of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're going to head into our third topic, the downstream, which I believe is your turn, buddy.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about something today that actually happened a little early this year, the summer slowdown, summer blues, whatever you guys want to call them out there. It's pressure washing is a industry of peaks and valleys. Obviously, wintertime is a valley, springtime is a peak, and then summer kind of can be either one. Summer is very, very up and down, but the summer slowdown, from what I've seen across the board, has happened much earlier. Normally it happens here around July, from about mid-July to about mid-August. And then in August, it's like spring number 2. The phones start going nuts again. Everything goes crazy again. But we've noticed a trend across the industry this year of things slowing down earlier this summer. And I've got some ideas as to why it might be, but I'm actually going to push this over to Justin and see if he has any thoughts on why the summer slowdown came early.
I'm not real sure because typically it goes in conjunction with vacation season. People being in the middle of their summer parties, their summer stuff like that, and they've tried to get everything done either before the summer started or after. So it's usually been dependent on personal schedules. But I'm halfway thinking if the weather's got anything to do with it, because we're July 4th, and we've only had one day this spring and summer that have hit 90 so far.
Yeah. So I think it's a culmination basically of the last 3 years between COVID protocols, travel restrictions, fuel prices, economy, everything just going nuts. And it almost feels like we've got the first little bit of normacy and steadiness for the past 3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Things have kind of leveled out. Gas prices still suck, but they have leveled out. They've quit jumping and falling and jumping and falling. Travel restrictions are, for the most part, eliminated. People are able to travel outside of the country for the first time in a long time without having to jump through about 9,000 hoops to get through it. So I think a lot of people are dealing with I can't think of the name of it, but basically where they've been stuck inside.
Like cabin fever?
Yes, there you go, cabin fever. A lot of people have been dealing with cabin fever for the last several years. I mean, Tori's shrugging her shoulders. She doesn't know what cabin fever is because if you would allow her, she'd spend 23 and a half hours out of the day in her room.
Oh, believe me, yeah, I know.
But I think that's a lot of it. So I think vacations got taken early. I think a lot of people have, and think about it, during COVID, your vacation time, most people were just building it up because where are you going to go? The year after COVID, nobody could afford to go on vacation because nobody had any money. Most of them have been laid off for forever. And let's be honest, the stimulus was not exactly something that helped this country.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is that. Basically, we've been in a 3-year cabin fever where basically the only traveling anybody's been doing is going to see family, maybe a weekend at the beach, and then all of a sudden now everything's, for lack of better terms, it's back to normal.
Yeah.
So I think everybody just kind of, rather than waiting till right before school, which is the middle of July to the middle of August, everybody's in a hurry
wanted
to
to
go
just
on
jump
vacation.
the gun and get their vacations out of the way.
Well, like in my driver's ed class, there's a bunch of people that started late because they were on vacations, and a bunch of people that are ending early because they are going on vacations. A bunch of my friends are on vacations.
You have those?
But that's not very
You
nice.
know for a fact I do, and they annoy the crap out of you.
Every last one of them.
Even Squeakers?
Yes.
Especially Squeakers. She
Yes.
eats your chips.
Yeah, she eats my food. Like the rest of your friends are too afraid of me to touch my food, but that little turd just comes up, takes it out of my hand.
As long as they
Okay.
leave the tea alone.
She don't leave the tea
No,
alone.
she doesn't. She
drinks
drinks
the
my tea.
And then she leaves the cup in my room half the time.
But I'd like to, if anybody out there listening, you're running a company in another part of the country, another region or something, chime in, leave us a comment, let us know what you're seeing out there, because I can tell you in this area, the midsummer letdown has hit, really early.
Yeah, I was talking to Justin. Actually, I was telling you before we started the recording, I saw a pop-up company here locally, and if they survive this season, it'll be a miracle, because this is a horrible time of year to start your pressure washing company. Now, don't let me discourage you from getting the pieces together and in place if you have the ability to do so. But do not quit your full-time job today to go into pressure washing and start a brand new business.
July and August.
You need to establish yourself. And then you can quit your full-time job in March. Unless you're in Florida, then you guys wash on Christmas Day.
For reference, we're talking,
This area.
Everybody except for Florida. That's what we're talking about.
yeah, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, they wash year round. But, up here, from our area north, we've only got, really 6 months out of the year, 4 to 6 months out of the year that we've got good wash season.
It's because everybody else gets lucky
Well,
and they don't freeze to death.
Let's back his train up. We have 4 to 6 months out of the year that Justin's not too big a baby to be in a wash truck. And we have
true.
8 months out of the year that Eddie will go in the wash truck, and Steven and Evan.
Yeah.
So,
You mean that Eddie will complain about it being cold outside and him being on the wash truck?
There you go.
yeah, but I'll still do it, unlike some people around here.
Yeah, I'm a fair weather washer.
He doesn't. You don't wash half the time anyway.
I'm not.
99% of the time you ain't washing.
When I do, it ain't before May. I'll tell you that much.
Good grief.
But I'll help out well in October now because it'll be 90 degrees until Thanksgiving.
Probably.
Okay,
Oh, he's not allowed.
Yeah, he's not. You're not allowed to wash.
Jen's writing
anymore.
notes. She forgets to put a little context to it. She just wrote his note and held it up and said, "Not allowed." That's Evan and Steven have banished
I was like,
Justin
wait a
from the
second.
truck.
Am I talking about something I'm not allowed to be talking about? Like, hold on.
They've tried to banish me from the truck too, if it makes you feel any better. But I remind them who signs their paychecks.
Yeah.
Technically, the truck is in your name. They can't banish it from you.
Well,
Banish you from it.
I got to
said
sign
that
off on.
backwards.
I got to sign off on their evaluations, their yearly evaluations. So, if I'm on that truck, I'll get that
Steven,
truck.
Evan, if you guys were thinking about getting a raise, you might as well forget that now, especially Evan, since he won't say to Justin's face what he
Yeah, I'll
says
tell
behind
you
his
what.
back all the time.
I tell you what, man,
Oh.
Evan talks a lot of trash till you ask him about it.
Evan talks a lot of trash about everybody. Then he sucks up as soon as when he's borrowing my iPad. He'll make fun of me or my laptop. He'll make fun of me all the time. He takes my laptop. You're my favorite Chrisman daughter.
He sure does. Now we got a good staff though. I think we're going in. We're going in the right directions. We're doing the right things.
All right. Well, I think we should let them hear more about the companies that we were letting them hear about earlier.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Eddie with Blue Line Pressure Washing. I want to take a minute to appreciate the fact that you guys are listening and watching our podcast, and I also want to tell you about a company that I've been working with here recently called Home Service Business Coaching. I am not being paid to tell you about this. There's no sponsorship or any other deal worked out between Blue Line Pressure Washing or myself and Home Service Business Coach. That being said, David and the entire team at HSBC have helped me elevate my business to the next level. They've helped me develop systems for my business. They've helped me scale, as well as provided guidance and mentorship in all facets of the business. It's not a how-to program. It's not going to teach you how to do the job. It's not going to teach you how to wash a roof or how to wash a house. It's to teach you how to become a CEO, basically, and scale your business and do it effectively. If you want to be more profitable, get out of the service vehicles and put the right people in place to work in your business so that you can focus on becoming a CEO and growing your business, I highly recommend this program. It is, it's a high-ticket item. You get what you pay for, but it is worth it. I've been in the program for several months now. I've scaled my business, grown exponentially since I've been in it, and it's definitely worth it. And Coach David, Landon, Chemo, Jackson, AJ, all top-tier business coaches in sales and helping you scale and figure out what you need to do and helping you clear some of the bottlenecks in your business. So if you want to be like me and stop being in the truck all day and get in the office, surround yourself with a great team of rockstar employees, then you need to surround yourself with a great business coach. And I strongly recommend Home Service Business Coach. Their link will be in the description of the episode on the podcast on YouTube and also on Anchor Podcast. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. We'll talk soon.
we're back, and now it's time to close it out. So we're gonna send it over to my dad, and he's gonna do it.
All right, guys, we appreciate you coming through and listening to this episode of The Wash. And sorry it's been so long since we have recorded. Hopefully you guys are a fan of the new layout and format. Let us know. Leave a comment. Justin at bluelinepressurewashingllc.com. You can leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/bluelinepwllc. And you can check us out on YouTube and Facebook, Blue Line Pressure Washing. Also, our website, bluelinepressurewashingllc.com, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yep, we'll have the podcast website information up as soon as we get it ready to go. You guys can go check us out there. Leave us a comment, subscribe to the YouTube page.
All right.
All right.
All right, we're out.
See ya.